Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Well, it's been 24 to 48 hours since I've had the Bragi Dash Pro, and I wanted to share with you my experience. I wanted to talk about the translation software. I wanted to talk about the fit and feel of the earbuds, audio quality, Bluetooth connectivity, and battery life. So we're going to cover all those things in this video, so let's check it out. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is talk about battery life. Battery life, very close to being right on the money, so well over 4 hours. It varied at times because I use these to stream audio. I also use these for conference calls and calls, and then I also use these just to enhance, to have the transparency. And one of the things I was trying to do is see how did it compare to some of the audio capabilities that you have in the IQ Buds and the Hear Ones. And I'll tell you, they do a real nice job. While they don't have all the filters and features that you have with IQ Buds or Hear One, they do a nice job of enhancing audio and not just giving you the ability to hear what's going on, but even enhancing it. I actually went to see Transformers, and I had them on and I forgot to take them off. And I was listening. I was in the studio, on the theater, and it sounded really good. And I just realized this. Wait a minute, I got the earbuds on it, and when I took them off, I could actually tell the difference. So great transparency capabilities, and the battery life really sets these things apart. Getting close to that 5 hours as advertised, and then the charging case has worked really well. And one of my favorite features about the charging case is, again, I talked about this during the unboxing, is the fact that you can just let it go like that, and it just sits. It's magnetized, so it goes right into the spot. So I like not having to think about is the battery making contact with the earbud for it to charge. Now, the negative thing that I would say is the software doesn't tell you anywhere what percentage of battery life you have. The earbuds don't tell you what percentage of battery or talk time you have left. A lot of the earbuds that I've reviewed, when you turn them on, it will say 3 hours remaining, 2 hours remaining. The cases, as you saw with the two other providers I was talking about, even with Jabra and everyone else, you have a battery indicator. This has no battery indicator outside of that LED. It just flashes colors. This also flashes colors. Come on, Bragi. You do everything else really well. I don't really want to think about the colors. I want you to tell me somewhere on the app, somewhere on my phone, or I would want you to tell me somewhere on the case, and actually both places, what my battery life is on this outside of just looking at this little color here, actual meter. So I wish that they would make that change. But besides that, that would be my only complaint when it comes to battery. Now let's go ahead and talk about the overall fit of these. And I have to say that these are my new favorite. This is now maybe the third or fourth generation earbud. They fit really well. I'm telling you, I was at the theater. I forgot that I had them on, and because I had them in audio transparency mode, and I can go with these things on all freaking day. No issues, no discomfort. I've used both the gel that is for running as well as this one right here that you see. It goes in easily. I'm going to show you in a second what it looks like in the ear. So I've had people that I've said, hey, do you notice what I'm wearing? And then when they give me a second look, they realize I have the earbuds. And I say, yeah, I didn't even notice that they were there when we were talking to you. So it's good that they don't stand out like some of the other ones. But very, very comfortable. Matter of fact, one of the things I was doing during the test, and I've done this with some of the other earbuds, the Hear Ones and the IQ Buds, is I'll wear them in transparency mode just to get the feel of it. Are they something that you can wear all day? This is definitely that type. These though don't fall out at all. So I went on a run. I was sweaty. Nothing happened. They didn't pop out. The noise isolation is even better when it comes to the gel that we had looked at. So having that gel in place, and I'm referring to this one right here. This one does a really nice job because, first of all, it seals your ear. So I was concerned about sweat getting in my ear, and because of how this works, and you see this part right here, sweat doesn't really go on my ear because it kind of drives me nuts when I'm running. And then this provides a real nice seal, and your contacts for your biometrics show up here through this little port that's cut out. So fantastic wear. I would say one of the best. The weight is perfect, so you don't feel that weight pulling down your ear, and it just fits really nicely for me, and I've had some issues with some of the other earbuds. So now what I wanted to do is show you what the earbuds look like. The earbuds have a very slim profile, so check out this portion of the video where I'm just going to put them on and just talk about the wear again and my overall experience, and you should see how they sit in my ear. Alright, so these earbuds happen to be the most comfortable earbuds that I have tested to date. They have been worn for 7 to 8 hours at a time, and I know that the battery life is only 5, but I've been using them off just to feel the actual stress, if any fatigue would come into play. And also I've been using them with the transparency to see if it actually improves my hearing. So what I'll do is let me show you how they fit. So all you do is remove them like this, you put them into your ear, and then you twist, and they lock into place just like this. Now you can see that there's not a lot of, they don't really come out that much, and if I turn this way, you'll see how much is there. And what I'll do is I'll turn this way and you'll see how much is there. Many people, as I'm wearing them, tell me that they didn't notice them unless I point them out. So very comfortable to wear, fatigue free, and again, overall great sounding earbuds. So now next, let's talk about audio. $324, I think, is what these cost. They better sound good for 300 bucks, right? Anything over 300 has to sound good. You're not going to be disappointed with these. They sound great. Now, one of the things I just want to point out, because there's various types of audio preferences. You may like heavy bass. Some are really into mids and highs, and this is pretty balanced. This is not going to rock your eardrums. Matter of fact, there's controls on your phone that when you set your master volume is going to let you know that you've gone to a point where it's not safe anymore. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you because I don't have them connected, but right here, when you tap that, you'll be able to adjust the volume, and it will warn you if you go too high. So audio, great. You're not going to be disappointed. Now, one thing that really surprised me, and I'm going to keep this in the audio category, phone calls. I took phone calls with these, and I'm telling you, I get complaints with these, and I know there are different settings that you can put these on, and I tried it, and it just doesn't work well for me. And I get complaints with these. So my lifestyle is pretty much I'm on a train, plane, or automobile. I'm in the airport, and I'm walking, and people are just, they just hear everything around me. And I literally get people telling me, please change headsets, put yourself on mute. It's just unbearable to listen to. These, no problem whatsoever. And it surprises me because, again, look at the size. You don't have a boom mic, and it just does a really nice job of really canceling out all the chatter that's going on, and it's quiet. So, it's not going to be library quiet, but compared to these other two that I looked at, and even what I've had with the Icon X, the Jabra, and all the others that you see on the channel, these rate the highest in my category for using them for phone calls. So, hands up, we'll give them a thumbs up when it comes to audio quality for phone calls. And then also when you're hearing the call as well, you have no problem at all. You can adjust the volume, everything comes out crystal clear. Now let's talk about the fitness tracker capabilities. The fitness tracker capabilities worked well. I like the app. It's a simple app. I was not able to test the biking capabilities of the fitness profile. So the only one that I was able to look at was the running. So I didn't do cycling or swimming. Don't really like having earplugs in my ear when I'm swimming. I actually have a different earbud that I use. It's not even an earbud. It's a bone conduction swimmer's audio device that just rests on your temple. I prefer that because I don't like something plugged up in my ear when I'm swimming. Just, personal. Cycling I didn't test, but the running I did, and it did well. Tracking, I compared it to my Samsung. I compared it also to my phone because I had my phone, my watch, and the app going, and I think it was Runkeeper running at the same time, so I can keep track. Does really well on the fitness activities. I wish they had more features, more things that it could track, but from a fitness perspective, it does a good job tracking your heart rate and everything else that goes along with it. Now, let's talk about translation. Now, first thing, iTranslate doesn't work with Android. So if you're an Android user and you're looking for this feature or function, you're going to be disappointed. I sent an email to the company, iTranslate, to ask them when this would be available, and they said that there is no ETA. Translation it probably will never happen. If there is no date assigned with the release to support Android, then the likelihood of them supporting it is close to none. And typically when you hear that coming from an organization, it pretty much means we are experimenting with the iOS. We're going to see what the adoption is, and if there's enough adoption, then we're going to build it for Android. So, you know, that's sad. Now, that being said, I was trying over and over and over again to get this application on my iPhone to work. And I'm using an iPhone 7. Current operating system does not have the beta of OS 11. And it would not work. The bottom would tell me that I don't have an audio connection. You know, I would go into Bluetooth and the audio connection was present. And again, I'm using the most recent version of the app. But the way this thing works is very similar to Google Translate, where you have an area here where you do your translation in one language, and then the other language comes out and it speaks it for you. Now, one of the neat things about this application that I'm not really sure if Google Translate does this, leave some comments in the comment area if you're aware of how it works. But they also have an offline mode where you can download the language bundles to your phone and not have to be online. But typically, this is how it works. And I thought it worked a little bit differently because I saw some products in Kickstarter that are a little bit different. Basically, you have these earbuds on. And when a person speaks, what you'll be doing is there's a little area here that pops up. And in the language, so I have Spanish here, you would press that button, have the person speak to you. It's going to translate. And all the earbuds are doing is picking up the audio and feeding it to your ear in English. When you respond, what you do is, again, you can use the nod feature, or you can press the button here and then speak in English, and it will translate it in Spanish, and you'd push a button and the audio would come up. So now that I've been playing with it and seeing how this works, I'm not terribly excited about it because you could do that with Google Translate. So regardless of the operating system, right? Regardless of iOS or regardless if it's Android, you could do the same thing, because I know for sure that I can, using my phone and a standard headphone, I've done it like with a Plantronics headset, hear the translation in my ear, the audio coming back. The headset has been able to pick up my voice to provide the translation, and the headset has also been able to pick up the person who's in front of me. So the value and the differentiation that I'm seeing from this in translation, I don't want to overrate it. I'm actually underrating it because A, I couldn't get it to work, and 2, I think that there are other applications that do the same thing and it's not as unique as I thought. The second thing that you have to, probably third or fourth, is that you have to pay for iTranslate. You have to pay $3 a month, $3 or $4 a month. Really? $3 to $4 a month to be able to translate when there's free Google Translate available. So you're the judge. Figure out, would you use iTranslate or will you use Google for free? And Google for free works. The only difference is that you wouldn't nod your head down to start the translation, so you lose that gesture, but you could do everything else and it works with the same workflow. Okay guys, so that concludes my review after 48 hours of use of the Bragi Dash Pro. They're great. They're my favorite when it comes to wearability. They also have the best battery life of all the earbuds I have tested to date. They have a really nice robust feature set, and they come with this awesome battery. And this battery is outstanding. You can see that the battery itself is a 2,200 milliamp hour battery, so you're going to get a lot of charges out of this. And these are made. This case is made like a tank. So I'm a fan of the case, fan of the earbuds. I think they're great. If you can spend $324, which is a big ticket, if you want a replacement for the AirPods, this is definitely a way to go. I will have a video comparing the Here ones and the IQ Buds to these and talk about the benefits and which one you should choose. But if you're looking for an audio fitness device, definitely the way to go, the Dash Pro. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and give it a thumbs up.